How's it going, all? Back again for my last run of the day. Hope you all have been enjoying pizza time today. This here that we're going to be playing is the counterpart, one of the counterparts to the game that just ended up running for the SNES. This is the Genesis version of TMNT Tournament Fighters. First and foremost, the game's a complete mess. There's as a casual fighting game, this game is essentially referred to as a complete joke, and there's a good reason for it. But I tell people all the time, as bad as I think this game is, I think the speedrun for it is fantastic. It's actually probably my favorite Turtle speedrun for any game. It's just so quick. It's the top 3 times are all sub 5, so that's really cool. Anyway, to start off with some settings, the only speedrun category is the highest difficulty. Makes it easy for enemy manipulation, but it does put us at risk. Essentially, if we get knocked down, there's a very good chance we're going to die. 1 round to make sure that everything goes by as fast as possible, and I think this is the only version where you can do 1 round against other characters. Timer turned off, because that way it won't count down the timer at the end of the fight, and set continues up to 7 just to make it easier. Not so much make it easier, but in the sense that, it's a safety strat, because we're in a marathon, and I don't want to, just actually lose the run, so we'll go ahead and get started. There's actually a new timing start in these days. We used to do it when we picked the character, but now we do it when we pick the stage. That actually just changed today. Also, speaking of, shout-outs to Dr. Fatbody for the readjusted time actually beating my world record by 1 second. We originally were both tied at 404 with a difference of maybe 3 to 4 frames, but with the timing readjustment, he actually beat my time by almost a second. He's got a 401, I've got a 402. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and pick April because she's amazing. And ordinarily, I'd probably be picking Casey to start with, but I'm going to stick with my original route and just go with this stage here. So we're going to start with Leo's stage at 3, 2, 1, go.
Round 1, fight.
So the strat goes like this. Someone does that, we fly over him with an elbow. Take him to Suplex City. That's going to end the round. Easy peasy. Smash start through this end sequence here. You can expect pretty much every single round to go like that, ideally, but character behavior is something we can't really account for, such as April jumping up high like that. Gonna drop her down a couple more times. Finish her off. There are a couple fights that will be a cause for worry, simply because the amount of randomness they can give us is not particularly good. We don't want that. Mike's not too bad. Most fireballs April can just go over with her elbow, which is pretty great. So to talk a little bit about the tech in this game, any knockdown that you land with any character leads to a free throw loop that just kills them, which is a big part of why this game is so broken. Every character can do that except Donatello. So for if you're constructing a tier list for competitive play, he's the worst character in the game by default. Casey can be a bit of a pain because he blocks a lot. Something like that, though. I might be dead here. Casey is the hardest character in the tower, in my opinion, just because, he sometimes just refuses to get hit. It's obnoxious. Lucky there. Okay. So much for a PB, because Casey decided to be Casey. What can you do? There really isn't anything super special about the Casey fight. He just decides to block sometimes, and you're just forced to have to just play pressure. Don's pretty simple. If he opens with a fireball, you just have to float right over it. Finish him off. Yeah, April does her best Blaze Fielding impersonation in this game, that's for sure. In terms of how she dresses. I'm a fan, but whatever. I was 10 when this game came out.
Round 1, fight.
I believe this is the only game for TMNT that's ever featured Ray Fillet. I always thought he was a character that should have been featured more. Unfortunately, he's really bad in this game. If he didn't have a throw loop, he would be the worst character in the game, hands down. Because he has a really weird set of tools in this game that don't really accommodate themselves well to this game in particular, but they'd be great in most other fighting games. Raph's the character we have to worry about, because his fireball will knock us right out of elbow, but he didn't do it. But I did miss the input. Do it again. Sucks I missed the throw input, but we'll finish him off from here. Big lava monster in the background is really neat, too. That'll move us on to our last non-boss stage in Sisyphus. Character created just for this game, so similar to Asuka in that capacity. Actually a very good character, but if he doesn't throw Fireball at the beginning, we're just going to finish him off, no problem. Kind of wish they'd used someone here who's been in other games, but Sisyphus is at least cool looking. Just a giant mutant beetle. Alright, on to our 3 bosses. Here we have Triceraton, who's ordinarily very hard, but he gets elbowed on a Blanca Ball, and then he's going to get suplexed to death.
Oh, yeah.
I just swore. I guess I missed that. Second boss, here we have Krang. His only fighting game appearance. Didn't do high missiles. That's very good for us. That's not good. Missing throw inputs is bad. Might be dead. Missed 2 inputs in a row. Krang has definitely been a run killer for me in the past, so I'm not super surprised about that, but it's also entirely my own fault. Like, he gave me perfect RNG and I just blew it. Should be able to still meet sub 5, but that's very unfortunate that happened. The same RNG. Gotta wait just a little bit longer. There we go. There we go. Goofed. Oh well. Alright, on to our final boss. Karai is easily the hardest fight in the game. But I'm gonna move back to see if she'll jump at us. She did not. Doing that that flip kick doesn't count, but I got a rebound, so that's really good. Go for 3 hits. Time's going to be on the last landing, and that's going to be... time. 439. Yeah, with the death on Krang, that's expected. Getting sub 430 with a death is generally just not going to happen. But as one-dimensional as this game is, it's a really fun game to run as long as your execution isn't bad like mine was today. Either way, that'll finish off Karai. Get a really cool ending sequence. I believe you get this on any difficulty 3 and or a 4 and up, because 4 is the default difficulty. But it's still cool to watch. So having the Krang death, not a bad run. Casey was a bit of a pain, but I expect that out of Casey. Oh well, still sub 5. Not gonna be unhappy. 7 was even being generous for my estimate, but oh well. Hope you all enjoyed that. Feel free to try the game out sometime if you're feeling adventurous. As I mentioned before, I cannot call this game good, but the speedrun is really entertaining because you kill everybody in 4 hits, and that's just awesome. much faster than the SNES run, or even the NES run, but not by too much. I think the PB difference is like a minute and a half between the two. So anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out. Hope you all appreciated and enjoyed that, and stick around for Andy running the NES version of this game. I will catch you all another time. Take care.